Jannik Sinner and his bizarre battle against a ban. Winning on the court, fighting in the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around, because we have a wild story brewing in the world of tennis, and it's starring none other than Jannik Sinner, the Italian powerhouse who's smashing records on the court while simultaneously dodging legal missiles off it. Yeah, you heard that right. The guy is out here lifting Grand Slam trophies, yet his biggest challenge this season isn't a fellow top-seeded rival but rather a doping scandal that just won't die. See, last season, Sinner found himself tangled in a doping controversy after testing positive for some banned substance, because apparently, even tennis has its fair share of Breaking Bad moments. Now, here's the kicker. He was initially let off the hook with a no-fault, no-foul ruling, but guess what? The higher-ups weren't too thrilled about that decision. So now, while he's out there serving aces and collecting trophies, a new storm is brewing in the background. Mark your calendars. April 16th and 17th could be doomsday for Sinner. For Italian tennis fans, these dates aren't just any regular days. They might just determine the fate of their golden boy. The Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS, is set to re-evaluate whether Sinner should face additional punishment for his alleged doping case. Yep, the drama isn't over. In fact, it's only getting juicier. And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, has decided to crash the party, pushing for a tougher sanction. Their argument? They believe the original ruling was softer than a marshmallow and completely unjustified under current doping laws. And who's leading this charge? None other than WADA spokesperson James Fitzgerald, who is out here dropping statements like bombs. His latest remarks in L'Equipe, because, of course, every sports controversy has to get its moment in the French press, are making it painfully clear that a stricter punishment for Sinner is more likely than ever. How bad could it get? According to Fitzgerald, WADA isn't playing around. They're gunning for a suspension ranging anywhere between 1 to 2 years, a time frame that, in tennis years, feels like a goddamn eternity. The only silver lining? They're not looking to erase any of his results beyond the ones already scrapped in the first ruling. So, at least his hard-earned victories won't be wiped off the record books for now. But hold on, because this roller coaster has another loop. In a plot twist worthy of a telenovela, Fitzgerald also revealed that many athletes have actually sided against Sinner, demanding even harsher punishments for cases like his. Talk about getting stabbed in the back by your own kind. So, what's the real issue here? WADA acknowledges that unintentional contamination happens. After all, we live in a world where even a protein shake could potentially ruin your career. Over the years, thresholds for various banned substances have been adjusted to protect innocent athletes while still keeping actual cheaters in check. But in Sinner's case, they're making it crystal clear. They're not buying the "oops, it was an accident" excuse. So, the million-dollar question remains. Will Sinner escape this mess unscathed, or is he about to get benched for the foreseeable future? One thing's for sure, whether on the court or in the courtroom, this guy is fighting for his life. Doping, cover UPS, and the ATP Doha 2025. A tennis saga packed with drama, dollars, and damn good matches. Alright, folks, buckle up because we've got a double dose of tennis madness to unpack. 1 part scandal, 1 part sheer sporting spectacle. Doping rules under the microscope. Because cheaters never rest. So, here's the deal. The rules on contamination and doping violations are currently getting a fresh coat of paint. And by that, I mean they're being dissected, rewritten, and probably causing headaches for every player who's ever had a sketchy protein shake. Meanwhile, officials are openly talking about the sneaky tactics used to hide doping violations. Yeah, apparently, there's an entire playbook on how to mask banned substances with other, less suspicious ones. Kind of like putting a fake mustache on a criminal and hoping no one notices. That's why these so-called masking agents have made it onto the list of prohibited substances. Because, let's be real, the last thing the sport needs is another shady loophole. And then there's James Fitzgerald, the guy leading the anti-doping crusade like some tennis version of Sherlock Holmes. He's got a simple message. If an athlete claims contamination, they better come armed with actual proof. No vague excuses, no crocodile tears. If players could just shrug and say, "Oops, I have no idea how that got in my system," then every cheat in the game would be slipping through the cracks faster than you can say game, set, match. ATP Doha 2025. Where the big boys play, thanks to big money. Now, let's shift gears to something way more exciting. ATP Doha 2025, a tournament that's flexing so hard it might as well be lifting weights at the gym. If you thought ATP 500 events were just warm-up rounds for the elite, think again. This year, Doha is turning up the heat, and the star-studded lineup proves it. Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, and Novak Djokovic will be battling it out for glory, along with a handful of other top-tier warriors like Daniil Medvedev, Alex de Minaur, and Andrey Rublev. Basically, it's a full-on gladiator showdown with rackets. Breaking down the event. What you need to know. Mark your calendars, because from February 17th to 22nd, Doha will be the epicenter of men's tennis. Unlike some ATP 500 events that struggle to attract top players, Doha has one major secret weapon: cold, hard cash. Thanks to Qatar's deep pockets and the tournament's prime spot on the calendar, it's become a magnet for the best of the best. A whopping 6 players from the current top 10 will be gracing the courts, guaranteeing a tournament packed with high-stakes matches and 0 easy rounds. The main draw will be a 32-player slugfest, with no first-round buys, so if you want the trophy, you gotta win 5 matches straight. Match schedule? Monday to Saturday, with games starting at 2:30 p.m. local time, 12:30 p.m. in Spain. Biggest match of the day? Scheduled for prime time at 5:30 p.m. in Qatar. Semi-finals? Friday, February 21st, kicking off at 2 p.m. local time. Grand finale? Saturday, February 22nd at 6 p.m. in Qatar, 4 p.m. in Spain. Who's facing who? The official draw happens on Saturday, February 15th at 10 a.m. Spain time, and it's gonna be spicy. Why? Because it'll dictate who gets an easy ride and who has to fight their way out of a tennis death trap. The top 8 seeds are safe from first-round matchups against each other, but that doesn't mean smooth sailing, because lurking in the shadows are guys like Hugo Humbert, Jack Draper, Karen Khachanov, Felix Auger-Aliassime, and Matteo Berrettini, all hungry for an upset. One thing is certain: Alcaraz and Sinner can only meet in the final, while Djokovic could crash the party in the semifinals for one of them. That's assuming no one gets taken out early, because in a stacked tournament like this, anything can happen. Money talks. Qatar's financial power move. Let's be honest, the real reason this tournament is attracting so much talent is money. If there's one thing Qatar knows how to do, it's throw ridiculous amounts of cash at sports, and the ATP Doha 500 is no exception. In fact, when you compare Doha's prize money with another ATP 500 event happening around the same time, cough Rotterdam cough, it's pretty damn obvious that Qatar is offering a fatter paycheck. And let's face it, tennis players love stacking up their bank accounts while getting a few W's on the court. So there you have it. On one hand, you've got doping scandals and rulebook rewrites, and on the other, you've got tennis royalty gathering in Doha for what might just be the most loaded ATP 500 event of the year. Who will come out on top? Who will crash and burn? And most importantly, how much of this is just tennis version of a telenovela? One way to find out: stay tuned. Doha's secret weapon? Cold, hard cash. Because talent doesn't show up for free. If you thought ATP tournaments were all about ranking points and glory, let me introduce you to the real MVP of the ATP Doha 2025. Money, baby. While every event in the ATP 500 category throws around a decent amount of cash, Doha is playing in an entirely different league. What's their secret sauce? Appearance fees. Yep, that's right. Unlike prize money, which is public knowledge, these behind-the-scenes, under-the-table, wink-wink deals are negotiated privately and never disclosed. And let's be honest, this is exactly how Doha manages to lure in the biggest names in tennis like Novak Djokovic, Jannik Sinner, and Carlos Alcaraz. It's like a high-stakes poker game, but instead of chips, They're throwing suitcases full of Qatari rials at players to make sure the tournament lineup is absolutely stacked. And, let's be real, this kind of financial muscle is why ATP Doha 2025 is looking more like a mini Grand Slam than your average ATP 500 event. The favorites? Who's walking away with the trophy? It would be downright foolish to not consider Jannik Sinner as the frontrunner for the title. The guy has been playing like a machine, tearing through the competition with the precision of a Swiss watch and the ruthlessness of a hitman. But hold on, Carlos Alcaraz isn't coming to Qatar just for a vacation. Fresh off a confidence-boosting run in Rotterdam, the Spanish phenom is looking sharper than ever. If we get a rematch between him and Sinner, it's gonna be the kind of showdown that has tennis fans foaming at the mouth. And then there's Djokovic, the ultimate wild card. If he brings his A game, he's still the man to beat, no matter who's on the other side of the net. But hey, don't sleep on the underdogs. Alex de Minaur is in top form, ready to spoil the party. And let's not forget about the struggling but dangerous crowd. Medvedev, Rublev, Tsitsipas, and Dimitrov. Guys who, on their best days, can wreck any bracket and send top seeds packing. Where to watch ATP Doha 2025? Because missing this would be a crime. Spain, you're covered. Spanish fans, you're in luck. If you want to watch every single Carlos Alcaraz match live, Movistar Plus has you covered. They're bringing the tournament straight to your screen via #Vamos, dial 7, complete with expert commentary, pre-match breakdowns, and post-match analysis where they'll either hype up Alcaraz like the next GOAT or dissect his losses like a forensic crime scene. And for those who want even more coverage, Movistar Deportes Plus is stepping in with bonus content. Key match replays, exclusive interviews with players and coaches, and additional deep dives into the tournament's biggest moments. But here's the catch, you need a specific sports package to access it. So make sure your subscription is up to date unless you want to be stuck watching match highlights on Twitter like a peasant. Latin America. ESPN and Disney Plus got your back. For fans in Latin America, ESPN and Disney Plus have locked down the broadcasting rights, meaning you'll get live matches, expert breakdowns, and spicy post-match discussions across multiple platforms. Whether you're streaming on your phone during work, we see you, or watching on the big screen at home, they've got you covered. Worldwide, the almighty Tennis TV. For the truly hardcore fans who refuse to miss a single point, Tennis TV is the ultimate solution. This subscription-based service lets you stream every match in HD, rewind key moments, and dive into real-time player stats, tactical analyses, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. You can access it on literally anything: smartphones, tablets, laptops, smart TVs. Hell, if your fridge has Wi-Fi, you could probably watch it there too. Love this content? Smash that like button and subscribe. If you're still reading, you're clearly one of us, a true tennis junkie. So don't just sit there, subscribe and hit that like button. Here at Tennis Zone, we don't just cover tennis, we live and breathe it. We bring you in-depth analysis, exclusive player interviews, and top-tier coverage of every major tournament so you never miss a beat. Join our growing community, ride the tennis tour with us, and let's make this ATP season one hell of a ride.